friends, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and it is a gorgeous 65-degree day. I am gonna try to record this video outside, but I'm not gonna lie. People are cutting their grass. I've got one neighbor excavating their driveway. Hopefully the background noise won't be too distracting today, and we can just focus on cottage-inspired gardening. There's some different elements that we've added to our garden that I think have really helped to add a lot of character and charm and really give it that cottage feel. So I want to talk about those elements with you today. The very first one that I thought was something that I think is really important if you want to create a cottage inspired garden is to incorporate white picket fence. And it doesn't have to be white actually, just any type of fencing in order to give your area, the area that you're trying to add charm to give it some type of border with a fence. And I say a white picket fence because it's just classic, right? Like, it's so beautiful. We added a fence to our backyard about 3 years ago now, and I know a lot of you might be thinking about how expensive that is, but you don't even have to put the fence around your entire yard. Maybe just a little herb garden, maybe just a cut flower garden, a little corner of your yard or a little pocket somewhere where you just want to plant some beautiful flowers. Even if you choose to go with a wood, like a weathered wood style fence, I think is just as beautiful. The idea is that it creates this border for you to sort of play off of, and I think it just helps us visually to know where to plant things. So when we moved into this home 10 years ago now, one of the first places I decided to start was in front of our home because there's this natural wall. And so that same idea sort of applies with a fence. When you put a fence up, even in just a small area, it kind of visually gives you this border to sort of plant around. So if you can, if you're able, even in just a small area, I would totally incorporate some type of picket fence. I think they are so beautiful and so charming and just classic for a cottage style garden. The next thing that I would totally incorporate if you're trying to add more of that cottage style to your garden space, walkways of some kind. They just create movement, and once again, walkways sort of create that visual border. I think it's beautiful when walkways are sort of lined with flowers. Okay, so next on my list for English cottage garden, all right, is to incorporate perennials. They are so beautiful and so affordable, you guys, because once you plant them, they come back year after year. A few other plants that I love. Now, I'm in zone 6, so this, it depends on where you are in the country. You've got to kind of do your research and see if these plants will thrive for you. Lavenders are great. There's also catmint. I cannot kill catmint. It grows into this beautiful silvery green leaf with a gorgeous periwinkle flower. I have an entire video dedicated to perennials. If you guys want to see which perennials we've planted in our yard, I'll put a picture here with some footage so you can go check that video out. Daisies are another great perennial that come back year after year. I love those beautiful happy white flowers in my garden. Even some beautiful herbs like chives create the prettiest little purple flower at the beginning of the spring and summer. So go check out that video. But perennials are so simple because you don't have to keep going to the store every spring to buy more plants. Now I do that in my for my flower boxes. I will go and I'll get annuals every year. Almost everything else in my backyard is a perennial. So the next item on my list is stone, and I have a whole video about this, you guys. Think borders around, patios, raised flower beds. There's something about stone that just adds this natural element. It feels very rustic. If you're able to, look for a way that you can incorporate stone in your cottage garden area. Okay guys, so far we've talked about incorporating some type of fencing. I prefer a white picket fence, but you could do, I've seen beautiful wood fencing. We've talked about including like walkways, planting perennials in your garden that come back year after year, and then incorporating rock. So my next tip for you today is to try to incorporate found items, antiques even, into your garden area. Older items will give your garden so much cottage charm. So I'm talking about looking for things like old galvanized watering cans or buckets, maybe an old wheelbarrow that you can plant some beautiful flowers in. So whenever we made our garden boxes or our flower beds, I should say, the raised beds that are on the opposite side of the shed, we used reclaimed wood, and it instantly added so much charm as opposed to something that was brand new. Another thing that's going to add a ton of cottage charm to your garden is by planting shrubs that get fairly large so that you can kind of create a private escape, something that almost feels like a secret garden. Lilacs are absolutely beautiful. We also planted these beautiful snowball bushes. I just cannot wait until these shrubs grow to be massive around the entrance to our backyard, and they just kind of create this beautiful like secret garden effect as you come into our garden. Maybe putting an arbor there as you enter in so the flowers can kind of grow up around it. Now, this next tip, I don't have this in my yard yet, but I would love to plant some climbing varieties of flowers, and I'd love to hear tips from you guys. What are your favorites? Climbing rose along my shed doors I think would be so beautiful, that blooms white. Think about climbing varieties of flowers as well. So lighting is another thing to consider. I love hanging string lights above the tree that kind of hangs over our patio space. It adds so much charm in the evening as the sun goes down. It just feels so magical. And I also just love adding candles to lanterns around our patio. I think it adds so much charm and magic to have those twinkle lights out at night, and it's something I would definitely incorporate if you're trying to achieve that English cottage charm. Now, along the same sort of lines as lighting, I would try to include some type of fire pit in your backyard garden area. I think that having that sort of central point in your yard where you can kind of gather together as a family, there's nothing like it. And if bonfires aren't your thing, maybe think about like a fountain or some sort of central little focal point. So my last tip for you today is to create a little seating area in your cottage garden, and it doesn't have to be a large table. We have a larger table because we have a family of 6. My husband made like this cool concrete, it was a DIY project, concrete tabletop, and the bottom is all reclaimed. Or not reclaimed, it looks reclaimed now because it's just been so weathered over time that it's turned gray. But guys, even if you just have a little cafe table and 2 chairs, folding chairs, they look so charming if you have them sort of tucked under a tree in a cottage garden. Maybe even just a little bench where 2 people can sit under a tree and enjoy maybe some hot cocoa as the sun goes down. I think that would add so much character to your garden space to have a little place for seating. Hope these tips helped you guys today. I'm gonna get back to mulching. We love using black mulch. It just looks so rich and beautiful to me. I gotta go get my hands dirty, but I just wanted to take a break and talk to you guys. If you're looking to add charm and character to your garden space, I hope all of these ideas were a help to you. I hope they gave you some inspiration today. And if you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, most of the things I talked about in today's video you can find over on my blog. Just hit that search button and type in whatever it is that you're looking for. Thanks again for stopping by today, guys. I cannot wait for my gardens to start filling in and looking beautiful. Of course, I would love to do like a full garden tour once everything is grown in and lovely. It's my absolute favorite. So I am going to let you guys go, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.